wanna find a place that's for conversation, where they discuss all the latest movies, or when something big happens in the news. See, that's us, what are we talking about? So what are we talking about today? Yeah!
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Carcast. It's going to be a little bit shorter of an episode today. Kind of this rough day kind of thing, so yeah, it'll just be a bit shorter today. But anyways, on with the show. Thanks for joining me. It is of course me as per usual, Cody McLean. I'm going to talk about give my thoughts on what's it called? Ghost Recon Wildlands, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands, something like that. I have the full version for PS4. I think I shared my thoughts on the beta version when I played that a little while ago here, whenever that was, week or two ago. But yeah, I have the full version now, and it's a fun game. I haven't played that much of the story yet. Mostly I've just been exploring, seeing what there is to do, and that aspect of it's semi-repetitive, but it's definitely like kind of top-notch graphics, and the game it has really smooth gameplay, and I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But yeah, so far the story hasn't intrigued me so much so that I've barely played any of the story missions. So it's just like, I don't even really know. I'll probably give more thoughts on it later, but this is just kind of my initial reactions kind of a thing to the game. I've only played like probably a couple hours, and I've mostly just been doing exploring, and so I've done all the side missions in 2 territories, and so yeah, I mean I've done quite a bit, but just haven't done much of the story, so I'll kind of share my thoughts on that at a different time. But so far, yeah, that's my thoughts. It's definitely fun, but the story is not very interesting. So if you enjoy, it kind of reminds me of, like, I don't know, Far Cry, Just Cause, Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that, where it's like an open world sandbox type of a game. Lots of side missions to do, all kinds of stuff like that. So definitely lots to do. If that's your kind of thing, definitely check it out. It's well-made version of one of those types of games. So if that's your thing, check it out for sure. Also, I saw Kong Skull Island here. It would have been last Thursday. And I'll give my thoughts on that as well. I definitely enjoyed the movie. I had a really, really fun time watching it. There's a couple of there's some not so good dialogue, whatever. Some of the performances are just okay. Basically, the human characters are just stock characters, and they're only there to service the idea of getting to see Kong. And I think they did a really good job of showing us the Kong that we would all wanted to see. And yeah, it was a really fun time, and I think they did a really good job with what, like, this is kind of what I expected. It's not a deep introspective about war or anything like that. It's a fun popcorn movie where Kong kills some people and fights big monsters and stuff like that. So if that's what you're looking for, it's definitely gonna be good. The most important thing that it did for me was it got me super pumped for Godzilla versus King Kong in whenever 2020. Like, I was already excited about that, but this was kind of the deciding factor. It's like, how are they gonna make it a Kong be able to fight that Godzilla we saw in 2014? But it seems like they're gonna be able to do it, because there's even a line in the movie where they say this Kong, which is already the size of like mountains, is he's not done growing. So he's going to be able to be bigger within the next, because it's set in what, like 75, I believe. So that means what, to 2014? That's a good 30, 40 years almost. So there you go. Kong will have lots of time to grow. Hopefully he'll be a little bit even bigger when he comes up against Godzilla, and he can move a lot quicker, and he's a lot more agile than Godzilla, that's for sure. Yeah, so I definitely enjoyed this King Kong movie, not as much as the last one with Peter Jackson directed, but they're also very different movies. This is not that classic King Kong story where they go to the island to bring the Kong back and there's the Beauty and the Beast thing. Not the case. This is a action-packed just romp where some deaths and explosions happen. It's really fun. Don't think about it too much and you'll enjoy it. That's kind of the thing. Like, it's definitely the human story aspect is not that interesting, but the Kong story aspect I think is interesting. They set up some good lore. Gets me pumped to see what else comes out. This isn't a movie that I'm gonna go out and get on Blu-ray and rewatch a bunch of times probably, but damn does it get me excited for this cinematic universe of the Kong, Godzilla, King of Monsters universe, because that Godzilla King of Monsters comes out next year or the year after or something like that. So I'm now looking forward to a lot. And then also Godzilla vs. King Kong in 2020 or whenever that comes out. So lots to look forward to, and it's very exciting. I cannot wait. But yeah, overall, I would rate whatever it's called, Kong Skull Island. Here's the thing. I'll rate it a 2.5 out of 3. Actually, I'll rate it a 3 out of 3 because the only place you're going to want to watch this is in the theaters, probably. It's not going to be that, like, you're not going to want to bring it home and watch it over and over again. Maybe you will, but I'm probably not. But for sure, it was a fun time. If you want to just go out and have a fun time, check it out. That's what it was, for me at least. But I would love to know your guys' thoughts in the comments section of either or both Ghost Recon's Wildland and or Kong Skull Island. Did you enjoy Kong Skull Island? Were you hoping for more than what the movie was? Like, were you hoping for a more intelligent movie? I don't know how else to put it. Something a little more story-driven and a little less giant monkey breaking shit driven? Let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts. But yeah, like I said, it's going to be a bit of a shorter episode this week. I'm not quite done yet. I do have some reading, watching, or playing that I'd like to talk about, even though I already talked about something I have been playing. There's been something I've been reading. Well, I've just continually been reading. So, last week I talked about how I read, I believe the most recent thing was Lost Stars. And then after reading Lost Stars, there's just some Tarkin in it and the Empire, and it got me into thinking, I'm like, gonna go back and re-listen to Tarkin. So then I re-listened to Tarkin, and the first time I listened to it, I didn't love Tarkin, and the second time re-listening to it, I liked it a lot more, and I think I wasn't fully paying attention the first time, because it's definitely very interesting, and the relationship between Tarkin and Vader is the most interesting thing. Like, you learn a lot about why Vader is the way he is around Tarkin. Like, you wouldn't think Vader would act the way he, like in episode 4, he basically takes orders from Tarkin, and it's like, you don't know why, but this book tells you why with that relationship. And yeah, it was definitely something I enjoyed upon second listening. Definitely something you should check out if you want to learn more about the badass that is Tarkin, because it's not just that he was a badass in the Empire. He was raised in like an environment and on a planet where there's more combat and stuff like that and survival involved. So he's a pretty well-rounded guy, and he was basically hand-chosen by the Emperor. So it's a very interesting backstory to Tarkin. And it kind of adds to even Rogue One, the last movie we saw. He's a main character, well, not a main character, but a heavily supporting character in that movie. So you get a little bit of backstory for that if you want. And then now I'm on to the Darth Plagueis novel. I know this isn't canon, but basically the talk of the Emperor and stuff like that and the dark side got me interested to keep going back, and now I'm back to listening to Darth Plagueis, and it's so good. It's such a good book. I would love for this book to be canonized. If we could either them just be like, yep, no, that book's canon now, or get somebody to rewrite or write the book or whatever, a new version that can be canon, because yeah, it's just absolutely terrific in my opinion. I love all of it. It makes midichlorians not shitty. Like it's more almost science based. It's science with the Force, but in a good way. Like, people don't want the Force to be something science based, but it's not science so much as it is. It's still mystical, but you're able to understand more about the Force, basically, in the best way possible. I definitely love the novel, and yeah, that's what I'm currently listening to. And so I don't know if I've recommended it before, but definitely check out the Darth Plagueis novel. It tells you about the backstory to Palpatine and Plagueis, and basically it's kind of some behind the scenes stuff during, a little bit before and during Episode 1. And it'll change the way you think about the prequels in a lot of ways, in very good ways. So definitely check that book out for sure. But yeah, I thought there was something else I was going to mention, but I cannot remember what it would have been. So that's, I guess, going to be it, because I can't remember what the other thing I was going to talk about is, and I didn't have it written down. Thank you guys for joining me. I know this is quite a short episode, and I mentioned it was going to be short, and it is quite short. But thanks for checking it out anyways. I really appreciate everyone who listens week to week. It means a lot, and I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on everything that I talk about. I'd love to have a conversation. So once again, thanks for checking out the Carcast, and until next time, never stop expanding your mind. Peace.
Glad to see you here on YouTube. Now you wonder what should I do. Staring at my faces from Memory Nation. I wanna find a place that's for conversation. Where do they discuss all the latest movies? Or when something big happens in the news? See, that's us. What are we talking about? So what are we talking about today? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, click that like button. If you want to get updated whenever we release new videos, hit subscribe, and that will pop up in your subscriptions feed. And yeah, comment your thoughts on anything that we talked about, even if it's something unrelated, if it's something you'd like us to talk about, whatever it may be, in the comment section down below. Once again, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.